We're in South Florida, Pembroke Pines. We're at the Ronin Pro Wrestling show. Ronin does a really good job putting on these shows here at Broward College Gymnasium. I'm here with someone, hey, if you've been watching NXT or if you know indie wrestling, you know this guy. It's Johnny Gargano. Johnny, thanks for taking some time today with this. Wanted to first ask you just, what made you want to become a pro wrestler?
I grew up and I was always fascinated with characters. I was fascinated with larger-than-life personas. I was a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was a big fan of the Power Rangers. I was a big fan of Batman.
A lot of Comic-Con type stuff. Yes,
absolutely. Unfortunately, though, for me, those aren't real-life job professions. But professional wrestling is. I can go and I get trained to be a professional wrestler. I remember I just saw wrestling for the first time. I namely saw Shawn Michaels. And just his athleticism and his charisma and just the things he can do in the ring was just mind-blowing, and I immediately fell in love with it. And then as time went on, more guys caught my eye, and then I started watching WCW, and the cruiserweights there, guys like Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko, all those guys, the stuff they were able to do for that time period was awe-inspiring. Yeah, a lot of different things caught my eye about professional wrestling. I don't know, it's just a perfect storm of athleticism, showmanship, and just passion. I think raw passion.
So when you're growing up and you're from the Cleveland area?
I am.
Are you a big Cavs fan?
I am, huge Cavs fan.
All right,
huge
I know.
Huge Cleveland sports fan. Unfortunately, huge Cleveland sports fan.
No, but hey, they're one game away now. We're going to go to Game 7 with the Cavs.
I'm not jinxing anything.
When you were growing up, did you play sports?
I did not. I was actually just wrestling. I started wrestling when I was 8 years old, pretty much. So I was going to wrestling training and things like that.
Well, now when you say that, just to make sure, we're talking like amateur wrestling.
No, actually pro wrestling.
No, actually
yeah,
pro wrestling. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got really lucky where I made a lot of contacts because my dad used to allow independent promotions to run shows in his back parking lot. So I met a guy through that, and he, I don't know, let me come to training classes very early in my life. And so when I was in high school, I started training. And so almost every day after school, I would go and I trained to be a professional wrestler. So I've been doing this for a very, very long time.
You may be the youngest to ever start training pro wrestling.
My body feels like it. Tell me.
When you first then elevated to a higher level of training, where did you go for that? Where did you really get your base, your structure for your wrestling training?
The Cleveland All Pro Wrestling Training Academy. Like, I really think I didn't start getting very good. I don't know if I am very good, but in some people's minds, I'm very good. I don't know about that. But when I started getting in the ring with guys who were much better than me, guys during that time period like Nigel McGuinness, Alex Shelley, Christopher Daniels, guys like that, when you're put in the ring with those guys at a very young age, you don't have a choice whether you're going to get better or not. You're in the ring with those guys, you got to up your game to compete with them.
You're either going to sink or swim.
Absolutely. So I really learned from my experiences there, and then my time in Japan with Dragon Gate also really helped me out as well.
Speaking of Japan, would you give young wrestlers coming up, just starting, is that something you would recommend for them? Hey,
I'd recommend,
go to Japan, get some training.
I'd recommend them traveling everywhere they possibly can. Like, learn every style you possibly can, because you never know what you're going to be in the ring with. You never know when you're going to use certain things, and just Gabe Sapolsky honestly gave me the best bit of advice.
And Gabe is doing the Evolve shows.
He is. He's such an incredible talent scout, eye for talent. He's amazing. He's picked numerous guys. He told me when I signed my first contract with Evolve, independent wrestling is kind of like being a doctor. Like, independent wrestling is like you're going to school to be a doctor. You can't just go and start operating on people and be successful at it. You need to go and you need to hone your craft, you need to learn, and then when you're ready to go be successful. That's like, you look at guys like CM Punk, you look at guys like Daniel Bryan. They honed their craft on the indies, did everything they possibly could, and that's always been the kind of the path I've tried to walk in.
That's the lesson, that you had.
You look on TV right now, guys like Seth Rollins, guys like Dean Ambrose, guys like Kevin Owens, they all did it, and we can see right now they're very successful. Yeah,
nowadays that really is paying off. Absolutely. When you see on WWE's main roster all these talents. How did you get your break with NXT, getting some matches and some work with them?
With NXT, it was more all of my travels. I remember in particular, it was a PWG show, and William Regal came and he attended the show. And he saw me versus Kevin Steen, who would go on to be Kevin Owens. And he was very complimentary of the match. William Regal, without a shadow of doubt in my mind, the smartest guy in professional wrestling. So amazing. Very complimentary of it. Kevin Owens actually got his WWE tryout off that match. He's talking about that on Chris Jericho's podcast. And then William Regal talked to me and said, I'm still very young, wanted me to keep traveling, keep doing what I'm doing, and when the time is right, we'll go and make things happen. And luckily enough, the stars aligned, things happened, right things worked out, and now I'm in NXT right now. So it's a very exciting time.
You're in NXT, but obviously you're also able to do the indie shows.
Yes.
Johnny, how is it different, or is it different when you're working an NXT show or working any indie show? You talked about styles before, working different guys. Is it also different working promotions differently, or is it more about the styles?
Different promotions have different styles and whatnot. Some indies, like smaller crowds, you do different things opposed to bigger indies, and like some indies like high-flying, fast-paced stuff. Some indies like more the technical stuff, so you kind of got to adjust accordingly. I just try to be myself wherever I am. If I'm on NXT, if I'm in Evolve, I try to give them the same Johnny Gargano you're going to see everywhere.
How do you describe Johnny Gargano, the wrestler?
I always describe myself with one word, and that's heart. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. A horrible sports franchise of a city. But a lot of hard-working guys.
Fans.
Good fans, that's the thing. Good, passionate fans, hard-working, and I pride myself on being able to outwork everyone. I'm not talking about in the ring, I'm talking about when you're not watching, when the lights are off. I'm going to work harder than you. Passion, heart, drive, that's what I'm bringing to the table.
What do you like about working with NXT?
It's a dream come true. Like, plain and simple. NXT right now is the hottest thing in professional wrestling. Everywhere I go, everyone wants to know about NXT for good reason. It's the hottest thing right now in wrestling. I'm really lucky to be a part of it. I'm proud to be a part of it because I believe in the company. I believe in the talent. I believe in the guys they have. And I think people are going to remember NXT for how special it really is to this generation, because it really is such a special thing.
And Johnny, kudos to you, hats off. You were able to get in this Cruiserweight Classic that WWE NXT is developing, and they're going to be starting that very soon. What was it like when you were told, hey, we want you to be a part of this Cruiserweight Classic?
I've used the word exciting a lot, but I'm going to keep using it. It's very exciting. I'm very honored and very humbled in the opportunity that I'm giving. I don't take anything for granted. I still see my name on WWE.com, and I'm like, that's pretty epic. I think I'm always going to be like that. But to be picked among 32 guys who are elite competitors, guys who I've grown up with. I've wrestled these guys all over the world. Akira Tozawa, Rich Swann, Tommaso Ciampa, Zack Sabre Jr., Drew Gulak, Jay Perkins. The list goes on and on and on. Tyson Dukes, I can keep naming guys, but we've really all grown up together. And to now get this national exposure, this national spotlight for guys like me who've been doing this for over 10 years, been coming to shows like this, coming to shows, indie shows around the world, working as hard as we possibly can to get that national exposure and that limelight is long overdue. And honestly, like, I can't wait to show the world what we're capable of and to give them something truly special.
Tell us your social media so fans want to check out.
You can find me on Twitter at Johnny Gargano. You can find me on Instagram at @TheJohnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano was taken by some guy, I don't really know him. You can go get my merchandise at ProWrestlingTees.com/Johnny Gargano. So I'm all over the place. You can find me everywhere.
And we'll see you at Ronin, Evolve, NXT.
We'll see me everywhere. You can watch me on the WWE Network every Wednesday night on NXT. Or the Cruiserweight Classic as well. I'm all over the thing. Subscribe.
And hopefully after Sunday we might see Johnny a little bit happy there with that Cleveland.
There you go, yeah.
This interview's being done before.
I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not jinxing it.
Jinx it. It's 4 Game 7 when we do the interview, so we'll see if we get Cleveland Cavaliers get their titles.
Knock on wood.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, buddy.